Hi, I'm Chris,
And I'm Cassie.
and this is Applied Project Management Time, Practical Planning, and Risk, Part 2. In our earlier vidcast, we explored time and offered a number of helpful suggestions and strategies to help plan our independent study periods.
In this vidcast, we will turn our attention to a related topic, risk.
But what do we mean when we use the term risk? How can we manage risk, and how does this topic directly relate to you?
Whenever we start a project, and we should consider a new program of study in this way, we are subject to risk. It is helpful at the overview or planning stages to identify any potential risks, and if necessary, formulate strategies to alleviate or lessen any potential problems.
In risk management, problems are known as threats. Threats are all around us and take many forms.
Let's take a moment to consider the types of threats that could hinder your academic progress and success.
Of course, some risks, such as ill health, are impossible to predict, but others can be mitigated through careful planning and the adoption of structured study strategies.
On the whole, many students subject themselves, often unnecessarily, to risk through exposure to, for example, distraction, poor academic habits, and procrastination.
Take, for example, poor academic organisation. We've lost count of the number of students who have attended tutorials or meetings and struggled to locate a vital document. Organise your papers, use folders and dividers, and label accordingly. Searching for a paper is a waste of time and a potential risk.
Let's take a moment to discuss procrastination. What exactly is meant by the term procrastination? Why is it problematic? And how can we manage it?
To procrastinate is to delay or postpone an important task by doing something less challenging. Everyone suffers from procrastination to some extent.
But we don't have to accept this outcome. Motivation can help, but so too can implementing a few simple but effective strategies.
To combat procrastination, you could set a time limit and maybe use a dedicated app to reinforce this. Focus on one goal at a time and try to remove any distractions.
Involving a friend or classmate is also a helpful strategy to beat procrastination. Agree to complete a task by a certain time and ask your accomplice to check. This strategy helps firm up so-called soft deadlines. Having discussed potential threats, let's explore academic risk management strategies.
As discussed earlier, the first step in managing risks or threats is to become risk aware and to try and identify or foresee any potential obstacles or problems. From here, depending on the complexity of the task or project, we can consider either a 3-part or 6-part predictive framework.
This diagram is both simple and effective, and necessitates an assessment of resources, threats, and weaknesses, and identifies or recognizes potential risk as the central factor in a Venn diagram.
This alternative second diagram takes the form of a mind map. It also assesses risk, but different to the earlier diagram, offers opportunities or invites strategies to review, monitor, mitigate, and control potential problems.
Think about your studies and the potential risks or threats you might encounter. From there, try to think of possible ways to avoid or at least lessen their impact.
To help manage time, it is vital to work to your strengths. By this, we mean to know you, to recognise when and where you are at your most creative or productive. There is little point in studying late into the night if you're excessively tired and unable to focus on the task you need to complete.
On this topic, there are 6 areas to consider. First, how you manage time, using a planner, diary, or a smartphone, for example. Organization, using a filing system or color coding. Third, how you work or study, Is it alone, with friends, or in a group? Fourth, where you work or study, be it at home, in a library, or a public place such as a coffee shop. Fifth, when you work or study, do you work best in the morning or late at night? And finally, motivation always plays a part. What motivates you?
Motivation is either extrinsic or intrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is rooted in external factors. These external factors might include our families, friends, and employers. We have less control over extrinsic motivations, but it can still prove to be a powerful driving force.
Intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is driven by you. Your plans, your ambitions, you. You control intrinsic motivation. When you set your sights on a study or career goal and work hard to achieve it, you are experiencing intrinsic motivation.
Think about the times and places when you are most productive. Stay motivated.
Always work hard and work smart.